Hi all, I'm Lizzie. I'm a developer evangelist at Twilio. Welcome to our segment AI and Data Hackathons. Twilio decided to run these hackathons because developers have always been our customers. We want to support them on their journeys in building. We want to make their lives easier as developers.
We heard about that you guys are doing this incredible GPT hackathon today about mainly how to run GPT-style models, LLM-style models on customer data, which is something that we're brand new to. So I was curious to get with people that are trying to figure out how to use customer data in a GPT context.
I knew nothing about generative AI, and I really came to just the blank slate to see what was going on with it. This is the one technology which I believe it will reorganize society, and I never thought I would ever say that in my life.
About a year ago, I sat in this very office and looked at somebody and said, oh, AI, that thing, we're never going to use that. I kind of felt like an old man on a porch type deal. But now I've been using ChatGPT at least every week, if not every day. For me, it's like having a second brain. What if I can have a model that knows me, knows the things I'm working on intimately, knows all the data that I'm using intimately? Where does this go then?
I wanted to figure out how to make my Crocs warm. I just started kind of asking, ChatGPT how it would design something like this. So we kind of co-designed this fur insert that could go into a Croc. What really surprised me about this generative AI was it took an extremely complex problem with multiple sub-problems, right? How do you make sure it's warm? How do you make sure it's soft? How do you make sure it's comfortable? And it came up with solutions to each of those that all kind of integrated with each other, and that was the product we co-designed. So that's the crazy thing is, I never would wear a fur-lined Croc, I do just wear socks after all. It's better to overthink it.
Please write me a front-end server, a back-end server that has these text boxes, that does this thing, is in this color, and you just hit return and you get all the code, and you just copy and paste it into a file and hit run. And I have a web server set up, I have a front end set up, and it does exactly what I need.
Everyone uses Python, and so I'm good at Python, but not great, but I really think in R. And so a lot of times what I do now is I just write R code into ChatGPT and then say, translate this to Python code, and I just copy it over and it works. So now I'm as good of a Python coder as I am an R coder. You think it's just gonna automate away, it's makes you dumb, but it's making me smarter.
So when I was returning to JavaScript and React tutorials, courses, there was a lot that I still couldn't understand, so I just went to AI and said, can you explain this to me like I'm a 5th grader? And that actually helped ease my learning.
I use it all the time to help me ideate SQL queries. I use it to help me reparse JSON. I have a fully functional second brain now that can at least get me started on basically every topic I want to work on.
I think that AI is going to change my job as a technical product manager by empowering me and folks on my team to ship solutions and test and experiment much faster than we've ever been able to before.
So I would say in our most immediate way, how we've been looking at it is kind of actually trying to deconstruct our predictive models using LLMs to make them make sense. So with that, we kind of look to build a golden record of customers based off of all of their kind of usage, the past conversations that we've had with them, and really try to capture a lot of data about the relationships that we have with existing customers. The better the data, the better models we're able to build, and we're seeing that same thing with LLMs as well.
I think it all comes down to just having a clear profile of who your customer is, because if you try and do these grand things where you say, all right, I want our website to work for people in their way, well, you don't really have the ability to do that unless you have clear profiles of who the user is. And if you have your data locked away in all these different applications, you just will never be able to do that. The data's not there.
Yeah, someone who won't judge you. You don't have fear that there's no imposter syndrome with AI. AI keeps your secrets. I'd like to think.
I'm the biggest technology skeptic in the world because I've born and raised here. I've listened to every single hype that's come through here since I was a little kid. And the hype for this may come true. I mean, I think that's possible. We'll see what happens.
So what are your takeaways from these hackathons?
You were talking earlier about kind of this feels like a moment in that, we haven't seen in a while where it's there's so many events to choose from every day of the week in San Francisco where I live. It's like you could go to a meetup every night and be building something different with AI. And that's so energizing and so exciting. So people were coming with this energy to begin with. And some people were coming without